This is a book review of Gil Kane, The Art of Comics by Daniel Herman. Now this is from Hermes Press, came out in 2001. There is also an additional volume that's available. Now this is in paperback and it's a brilliant book. Now Gil Kane is one of my favourite artists. I love Gil Kane's work. He has produced brilliant work for many years. Obviously he's dead now, but he was the best as far as I'm concerned. 1970s, literally all the covers of Marvel comics I picked up were always, I looked, wow, Gil Kane, I love that. Warlock, etc. Of course, Green Lantern, Atom, a lot of it is included in here. So I'm just going to, you see the covers on the front here. You've obviously got Atom, Green Lantern. His Name is Savage. Brilliant book. Spider-Man, of course. Kid Colt. See, a lot of these were, you got the cover. Of course, probably his work was not inside, but I just loved it. So I'm just going to quickly flick through it. Obviously, this book, Comic Art as Art, there's a lot of examples of other work. So there's lots of information about, obviously, influences, etc. You've got some lovely photos of Gil Kane, Pep comics, and obviously Adventure comics. This one, Kane did not draw the cover art, but worked as an assistant to Jack Kirby on the interior. Original art, but this is Strange Adventures of DC Comics. This was in 1955. Mystery in Space. Even back in the day, you can really see the way he worked. I just loved his work back in the 1950s as well. Though, of course, I didn't read them in their original form. So it's only since, obviously, lots of these have been reprinted in some cases. Some of them, sadly, haven't. Things like Johnny Quick. Now, Johnny Quick, that hasn't been. I would love to see a reprint of that, all that work. Now you've got showcase books. I love those showcase ones. Superheroes, of course, you've got All-Star Western. You've got their Gil Kane pencils and inks. Johnny Thunder. That was 1959. Love those Westerns. You've got Green Lantern. Brilliant. Got the omnibus editions of the Green Lantern. I just love the work. I would love to see an Atom omnibus as well. Though I've got the showcase black and white ones, which are pretty good as well. And actually, in many ways, they're pretty great because you can see the line work even better, I think. Got Atom here. The Art of the Story's got the complete artwork of the Atom, this one, and this is issue 6, Atom issue 6. You've got Undersea Agent, obviously that's Tower Comics. Obviously more pictures, you've got brilliant, I love that. I really loved his Hulk work. His Hulk was very unusual. Now I'm certain some people don't like that Hulk, but Captain America, very, I just loved it. His Name is Savage. And that came out in so many different forms. I've just seen, I'm never really certain particularly about that one. But it's still a great little book, Savage. And it's got lots of illustrations about, page 5, how he breaks it all down, like the hands. You've got that is one thing that's actually quite good when you're practicing drawing those hands, sort of different angles of hands. And clearly, in this case, he loved his hands. And he has that sort of physical building blocks. Obviously, you can see the structure of the human body, the muscles, etc. It's just absolutely brilliant, and also very dramatic. Just the scene here where the guy obviously getting a gun, it's just brilliant. Now this one, sadly, Black Mark. I did have a copy of that until fairly recently, and I regret I got rid of that. Sometimes I do. I just have occasional purge of various comics, and then I think, I wish I hadn't got rid of that one. And that was one. Alter Ego. I just love his drawings here. His women were always very unusually, very sort of there was a certain. You always knew it was a Gil Kane piece of artwork. You look at it and just straight away a Gil Kane. And the same with virtually all the characters. To be honest. This one obviously did Spider-Man work. I love that. Spider-Man 100. Around that period. Submariner, Goblin's Last Stand, that was brilliant. Rawhide Kid, and there's just example after example here. You've got Jungle Action, Masters of Kung Fu, Creatures. I mean, that is just one of the most amazing. Creatures on the Loose. I really love that. Warrior of Mars, a series that only a couple of issues, but I loved it. I've always enjoyed that. A bit like John Carter. It's very similar. So you've got Daredevil, got more and more examples of this time Kid Colt. Two Gun Kid. This is the Mighty Marvel Western. It's a really good collection of Western stories. More and more, lots of information like about Starhawks. Starhawks, again, more hands, all how to draw the hands. And I think it's a very important thing to actually study of those sort of things. So just drawing standard hands, how it's all structures, it's just, and then more examples. This is just beautiful book. And also a lot of it, you think, oh, as always with these, you think, I must go and check that book out. Because sometimes I look through this and I think, yeah, that one, I haven't seen that one. Or I might go off and try and find a copy. And The Ring, and that looks absolutely amazing. So you've got there some obviously unpublished 4th volume there. Don't know what that. And get more pictures, more examples, lots of information, obviously references all the way through. Then you got some colour, and most of it's been black and white, but there's some colour at the back, and you got like the Atom, you got these the Avengers. That was issue 37, 99. More and more covers. I would love to see Marvel bring out a brilliant, massive volume of covers by Gil Kane, but also just a Gil Kane massive book would be brilliant. But again, lots of covers. This one again, Creatures on the Loose. I love those. And Western Gunfighters, brilliant. Submarine. I love the Kazar covers, which is great. Dark Knight, Legends of Dark Knight, and then Legends of the DC Universe. Never read that one. Must check that one out. Green Lantern, and so on, so on. And then at the back, it's got lots of all. This has got a really good Gil Kane checklist. So you've got like Sensation Comics, all the DC comics he did vast amounts of work. I mean, there were certain years, like here, 1974. Wow. And he also, not only that, did lots of work, obviously, that were put into this one. There's I assume, an Italian comic that's obviously a Fantastic Four in Italian. And also there was quite a few, I think, in the British comics. We had the Amazing Spider-Man Weekly and all those sorts of things. And occasionally you think, oh, that looks maybe, I don't know sometimes. I am the worst person to tell him the artwork, who it's by, so I'm probably completely wrong. But again, more Gil Kane all the way through. This is just an absolutely lovely book. I say it's, how many pages? There's about 200 odd, 180, 190 pages. I think it's just a beautiful book. I say there's also another book in the series as well, and that's worth checking out. So, Gil Kane, brilliant book.